Hello everyone, welcome back to Lego Bay City. I'm very excited right now to share with you my new mock design. And as you can see, it's very different from what I've usually done in modular buildings in that this one is a curved corner building. Yep, you heard it. It's a curved modular building. So most of us that have been around and built Lego know how difficult it can be to work with angulars or different non-blocky type structures. And even Lego has had their own share of buildings right now, especially with the medieval theme, having different corners or different angles to make it more appealing. And for me, I came up with this style as an inspiration when I purchased some 3x12 wedge plates. They're not really common in the pieces, but when I saw them, I initially thought I would make a flat iron building similar to what we had with the boutique hotel. And when I started free building and trying out different styles, I noticed something, and this one sort of came about with that design. So I'll be showing you the different one that has been in the exterior as well as in the interior, so that you'll have a better idea of what this building is. And for me, I'm really really excited, and I would say proud of myself for being able to do this. It took a lot of brain power just to be able to think of the different angle, especially in creating the second building as well. The second building is also an irregular shaped building in that it is a trapezoid, which you will see later on in the interior. But if you would really appreciate this one, for me, I couldn't believe that I was able to do it as well. It had a lot of trial and error for sure. But anyway, let's go on into the details of the birch bank. So initially, I wanted to create the brick bank before, and I purchased a lot of light bluish gray masonry bricks, and I've also purchased white masonry bricks. But when I started building the bank, I sort of felt like I didn't want the same thing that everyone else had, and also because I was just using random parts from my inventory, I wouldn't be able to fully recreate the brick bank. And so I played along with the parts, and as I was building the curved area here, I came around with one of the extra tiles that I had, which had the printed one, birch. And I thought to myself, birch bank could be a family name that has acquired or has been able to provide a business for banking. And I think this one has a really sort of like a nice feeling, or a very appropriate aesthetics that you would normally see in a bank. So I used light bluish gray plus black and gold accents on the ground floor. And then for the second and third floor, I just used white with some flowers and lights and a lot of moldings or gribbles so that it'll have more texture to it. And then to mask this difference in color, wherein you're transitioning from the bank to the bookshop, I put in some vines. I noticed that the white and the gray are complemented really well with these medium lavender and green plants. I tried other colors as well, but for this one, I think it's fair to say that these colors complement each other. Now, for the bookshop here, I've also added here also the tiles from the book shop, and I wanted to make it a little bit simple, but I also wanted to incorporate the light nougat bricks that is very, very close to the medium nougat color. So for us, it's darker to lighter color scheme, same as the darker light gray and then white color scheme for the bank. This is why I chose this color, and also because those are the parts that are available in my inventory. So luckily enough, they look really great together. So that's it. Yep. In the front part as well, there is a lot of space here for different scenes. I initially thought of putting a birch tree or a tree in the middle. However, if I did that, I would be blocking the facade of the bank, which I think is the main feature for this modular building. So I opted to create a smaller structure, which would be a flower shop. I just filled it with so many different flowers, so different colors to sort of like contrast the simplicity and the sleek design of the buildings themselves. So here you have mostly white and mostly light nougat colors. So this one, I wanted to be a little bit colorful so that it'll sort of like detract you from having too much dark gray pavement as well. And then here, just some seating areas for people who are waiting for the bank, and also probably just for other minifigures admiring the architectural design that is the Birch Bank. Now, looking at the back portion, it's very simple. We have just the plain white walls and the light nougat walls. Now we go on to the interior. So as you enter through the door of the bank, you will have here a nice design for the tile works. And then I took some inspiration from the brick bank itself with the closed door for security on the tellers, as well as this portion here, which is similar in the style and technique of the brick bank. Now we have here some chairs for the tellers, and here is where you can write off your notes or bank checks or anything that is required from the bank. Also, I wanted to add some more colors inside as artworks, such as this one, so that it will not be too bland like what you would see here. We could always put more artworks here, but I think that would be too much and it will become more like an art studio rather than a bank. But at least with just one or two artworks like this one, it breaks from the monotonous color, but also has a purpose. And I think it is really nice in that way. So here you have some sticker pieces, but in the instructions that I have made, those are just plain black tiles or slopes. And then of course here we have the spiral stairs, but behind that is also another artwork. It's just a little bit hard to see, but I wanted to utilize that space because this technique here and here are similar to the techniques that were used in the boutique hotel, wherein it's a 2-width brick construction on a 1 brick wall. So it's protruding on each side by half a brick. That is to say that because on this side, we have a removable stairs, and you could see the different books that people could have a look at and see if they want to buy it. And here is the cash register just underneath the stairs. You have different or lots of jumper plates for placing the minifigures. So for this part here, I've not placed minifigures yet. I'm going to be looking at the different minifigures that I have in the city and try to find which ones would be appropriate for the bank and the bookshop. I would need to find some professional looking suits that are like a uniform for the tellers and like the bank manager and the assistant, which will be located in the 2nd and 3rd floor. Okay, that's it for the ground floor. So the 2nd and 3rd floor are actually separate structures. As you can see here, part of the bookshop is built separately from the structure of the bank. One of the main reasons is the angle difference. I could end up actually connecting them, but it's actually, for me, much better this way because there's no hindrance if I just want to look at the bookshop or the bank, wherein I don't have to open the whole thing and it doesn't have any clashes to it. So for now, let's go have a look at the bank area. So going around here, after going up the spiral stairs, you will have here a teller's or assistant desk, some drawers with a coffee making machine, and of course we have to have a vault. Initially in the brick bank, the vault was on the ground floor, but I didn't have enough space for it, and so I just decided to place it on the 2nd floor. I don't think it's ideal, but we're not living in the real world anyway, so this one is just make-believe, so I hope this works. Anyway, the mechanism for the vault is similar to the one that is in the brick bank, so I just sort of used the technique that they had there, and it works really well. I don't have the brick bank myself, but if I did, I would appreciate them creating this technique for the vault. Now inside the vault, you have lots of money, gold, cabinets and drawers for other valuables. And the challenge for me here was to create the room that would be complementary or would be able to adjust to the size of or the angles of the plates. As you can see on this side here, it's not fully connected, but there's no gap there. So also you would notice these 3x12 wedge plates that are all making up the curvature of the building. So it's not 100% like a full curve, but I think this is one of the closest ones that I can see happening in a building where you would still be able to utilize the space and you would have actual floors for the building. Most of the buildings that I've seen with near perfect curvature, they are only facades because there aren't enough plates with different angles to be able to compensate for those curvatures. So this is one of the techniques that I had to use as a sort of like a compromise on having a curved facade, but also having space for the floors of each building. Now, on the side of the bookshop, it's an easy additional floor with more shelves for books. And there we go. I didn't put too much details into this one because of the space constraint, because as you can see, right after the stairs, it's just a small walkway that would have this bookshelf and then stairs again to the next level. I'm sure I can add a few more details there, but for now I'm happy with this one being as it is. Let's now go to the third floor. So again, for the third floor, the challenge was trying to find the space. I just remembered Alex. The area or the configuration where you would be able to sort of create a room. It's very difficult to make in this situation, but thankfully I was able to create something that, although isn't perfect in this portion here, there are no gaps in the actual room itself. So it's sort of like a compromise, but in a way that you're still able to see it as a proper room for the manager. So he has a desk here and then a chair for a visitor. And then here you have more drawers and an assistant's desk and chair. So I think if you look at this right here, it's the best of what we can do with the footprint of the building. And considering that we're dealing with wedge plates, I'm very happy to have been able to come up with this layout and make it look like it's well planned out, when in fact I was just doing whatever and thinking, hey, I don't know what's happening, I just think it's nice and I like it. So on this side again is another cabinet with more books. It's very similar to the second floor. I designed them both to actually just be the same, mainly to save on parts and also to make it easier for builders to recreate this building. Now we go on to the rooftop. Okay, so for the rooftop, I've kept it plain and simple. We have here the access door from the bookshop, but I didn't put any access from the bank. I think it's unsafe for the bank to have access here. So I just kept this area open, wherein it's an opportunity for improvement. I intend to place a cafe here with some garden for people to be able to enjoy the books, and they could read them or they could buy them and then have a cafe here where they could sort of read the books while they're having coffee or pastries. And I could put some more flowers to make it more colorful, and it's not just like a plain dark gray roof. On this part here, you'll be able to see the different wedge plates that I had used for the roof. And this one is very similar to the ones that are on each level. So that's the technique that I used for this building. There we go. I'm very happy with this one, really. And there we have it, guys. The Birch Bank corner building. This is my first curved modular building, and I'm very, very excited and very proud to be able to do this one. I will try to create more buildings like this one, but we'll see how things go. For now, I have created instructions for this one, but if people already have the brick bank and they don't want another bank, I've also created another MOC wherein it's just the plain facade without any interior details. The floor is still there, the stairs are also there, but they don't have desks or cabinets or the vault or any other details inside. So you can choose to have it or build it in a different way. It's mainly the facade outside that will still remain the same. So I'll be posting the instructions at the same time as I release this video for the Birch Bank and the plain building, and I'm calling that one the Birch Commercial Building. So the next one right now for me to do is to place modulars on each side to show you how it would look like beside other modular buildings. And here's the Birch Bank beside the Town Square Pub and the Olive Street. Wow. This is the first time I'm seeing it with other modulars beside it in actual build, and I'm excited and I'm very happy to have this in my collection. Wow. I don't want to sound obnoxious at all, but I rarely see curved modular buildings, and it's just like, oh, I can't believe this one came out of just free building and experimenting 1 or 2 weeks ago. So I'm taking my sweet time appreciating this as what it is. My goodness. What do you guys think? Do you have any comments or suggestions for improving this building? It's not perfect at all, I know. There are some areas in the structure where there would be slight gaps, but looking at it as it is now, I'm speechless. I hope you're also interested in trying this out. And if you are, I will have the links in the description below, or you can visit belverbricks.com or rebrickable.com for the instructions. It might be a bit difficult to get the parts, but if you're very interested in it and if you look through your collection or through Bricklink, I'm sure you'll be able to get the parts that you need. You can even swap some colors if you don't have as much of the light nougat. But then again, we all have different preferences in the color scheme. You can always change that as well. Anyway, thank you guys for watching. I have also more designs coming up, so stay tuned for more videos in this channel and on Instagram and on Rebrickable. Anyway guys, thank you very much. I'll see you next time. Bye.